Hey, it's Dr. Tartt. Welcome to another edition of Heart to Heart with Dr. Tartt. Today we're talking about what's going on with our teens and these cell phones. Are they making our kids emotionally unintelligent? Are they making our kids emotionally dumb? Are they hurting our teens? I'm going to give you the answer and 5 things you must teach your teens to be emotionally intelligent. So, welcome to another edition of Heart to Heart with Dr. Tartt. We're going to have a good time. Today, we're talking about is social media making teens, um, our teens emotionally dumb? All right, now I know that's a charge word. Whenever we say emotionally dumb, you're never supposed to say that. But really, what I'm saying is emotionally unintelligent. And you all know what I'm talking about. This is your chance. This is your chance. I'm gonna let you get on your soapbox. How many of y'all said, you know what? This social media and these phones, it's gonna hurt our kids. It's gonna be our downfall. These phones are the devil. How many of y'all said that? All right, and you ready for the result? You ready for the research to back you up? I'm letting you know it is true. All right. Kids that spend too much time on their cell phones, it is hurting them emotionally, not only from a mental health standpoint, but from an emotional intelligence standpoint. How many of you see your kids? All right. I'm going to talk directly. How many of you have boys and you can't even have a paragraph conversation with them? They don't know how to emote, they don't know how to talk about their feelings, they don't know how to maintain a conversation. Right? How many of you have that son when he grows up, you've been on a date with someone like him who cannot express themselves emotionally? You know, you're just on the phone and it's dry. You're at dinner and it's dry. Or when you're in a marriage and you ask them how they feel, I don't know. Right? So and what about girls? How many of you have girls who just don't have a lot of friends? They have a lot of associates, or they even say, I don't really like girls. All right. I don't do girls. Right. All right. They've developed a disconnection and a social isolation away from the one thing that's core to a teen girl's self-esteem, which is her relationship with other girls. Hey, no wonder. No wonder we're in trouble right now. Make sure you like and subscribe to this video. Share it with everyone. Share it with your media outlets. Share it with your principals. Share it with your kids. Talk about it. Share it with your spouse. So let's talk about it, right? So there was a teen who was promised $1,800 to stay off social media for 6 years. I'd love to be able to do an interview to see how well adjusted he is. Now, why is this important? This is important because we see a crisis with our kids in mental health, anxieties through the roof, loneliness through the roof, boredom. How many of y'all know boredom is a major issue, especially for boys? Right? If you have how many of y'all? Why did you do it? I was bored. Why did you set the fire in the bathroom with the towel? Wow, I was bored. Why did you take the batteries out the remote and then put them in, soda to see what I was bored, right? How many boys have gotten into trouble doing things they should have done from a relationship standpoint, from a sex standpoint, because they were bored. Men can relate to that, right? And what we know is that the average amount of screen time for today's teens is 7 hours a day. That is crazy, right? Especially if you start talking about Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, all right, when kids on the weekend. I mean, they go to their room 8, 9 o'clock, or they might be in their room longer than that, because a lot of households where you kind of like in this roommate situation, and they're on their phone, just pushing buttons, clicking, broadcasting to the world, but don't have a single friend come over to birthday party. Don't have a single friend come over on the weekend. I know, because I see teens every day, and that's what parents complain. Like, I can't get him to go out. I can't get him to have. He said he has friends. I haven't met him. She says she has friends. I haven't seen them. Right? So kids are having a hard time connecting. And what I want to talk to you about today is kids are having, there are a lot of kids who have low emotional IQ. Really, it's called low EQ. So you know how you have an intelligence quotient? You can also have an emotional quotient. So this is how smart you are emotionally. And you're like, why is that relevant? If you're an adult, right? If you're a psychologist and you can't emotionally connect with people, you're not going to be a good psychologist. If you're a surgeon and you don't have great bedside manner to calm down grandma, to calm down the family, to be able to discuss things, to discuss cancer treatments with families in a way that's emotionally sensitive. If you're a principal, if you're a teacher, if you're a coach, you're in HR, you're a sales, you're an attorney, you're a nurse, you get where I'm going, right? If you're an entertainer, and you can't manage a team, you can't manage the emotions of your music and and playing off of a crowd, you're not going to be very good. So this is a absolutely fundamental skill our kids must have, right? So when we start talking about EQ, we need it like we need air, right? So let's talk about the 5 skills that we have to teach our kids. All right. Number 1 is social awareness. Social awareness is the ability to pick up on social cues and communicate well with others. All right. So it requires being quick on one's feet with conversations. You get it? So these are sales reps, right? These are, knowing how to have charm and charisma if you're on a date, knowing how to be socially aware to see that you're dominating the conversation, or maybe on the other piece, just who am I? Am I able to, if I am I coming across, am I doing too much? All right. Am I appearing distant? And like I'm just interested when my friend is telling me about the relationship. All right, let me tune in and say, I'm sorry, girl, I was tired. Do I know to even say that? I need some coffee. This is important. So we have to teach our kids social awareness. How many of you seen your kids? They're not even socially aware that you're tired. They're not socially aware that this is not a good time to ask for money right after got finished talking about cutbacks at work. Right? Like, did you not hear that conversation at dinner? All right, so make sure we're talking to our kids about social awareness. Number 2, empathy. Lord have mercy. Y'all know empathy is the ability to understand how others feel and put yourself in someone else's shoes. How many of y'all see this on social media where there's a kid that gets in a fight, and what do our teens do? They're taping it, they're recording it, and they're recording their own friends getting in a fight, and they're broadcasting it. How do you think that makes your friend feel? You're getting bullied, or teen girls right now don't even want to post on social media without filters because they're afraid that people will comment, she's not cute. That's what happened with the, former Miss USA. What Miss USA before she passed was that she had so many people saying that she wasn't attractive enough to be Miss USA, or she was too old to be Miss USA. People just don't have empathy, and we've lost empathy. We want to disassociate ourselves from family members over vaccines. I mean, I had to step back when it came to that. We Democrat and Republican, we've lost empathy for us as human beings. We're just dividing the lines, and there's no empathy, and so it's affecting our kids, right? Right? How was it funny to talk about, someone's mom coming up to the school and being in a wheelchair? How's that funny? Right? I know you got a meme and you put it up and you laughing. You got a joke out of it, but did you think about how that makes the person feel? Come on, we have to do better. So empathy. I think y'all are getting this. Number 3, self-awareness. Self-awareness is the ability to evaluate yourself socially and understand how your behavior is being perceived by others. And I know y'all saying, isn't that the same as social awareness? Not really, right? So social awareness is picking up on cues. Self-awareness really deals with, like, are you aware of, like, how you're coming off, right? Psychologists really have to be attuned. So if I'm talking about medication, I need to read this grandma is not medication, right? Or if I'm talking about God, I need to look and see, what, this client may not be religious, or they may be a different denomination. I need to be able to read that in their body. I need to be self-aware of how I'm coming across so that I can adjust my style and my strategy as if I care about how I'm coming across. Right. And there are a lot of kids who just are not self-aware. They're just so much into their world. They don't realize that they're dominating the conversation. They don't realize that they don't show up to conversations, that they're the follower, they're the watcher. That's why no one wants to come to your birthday party, because you don't really take a chance. You're not adventurous. You don't talk. You don't open up. You go on dates, but you don't go on second dates because you're not self-aware that you're closed off, and you come across as boring when really you're just trying to keep it close to the vest. I hope this is good, y'all. Number 4, self-regulation is the ability to remain calm in emotionally trying situations. This is really big for boys. A boy or a male who does not have self-regulation is not going to be good emotionally. Every time you get into an argument with your girlfriend, you breaking something, you cursing her out, you shutting down, you walking out, you get loud, you overtalk. I know y'all saying, hold up. You're talking about women. You're talking about men. What about women? Same thing. Man is trying to tell you how he feels. You have your finger all up in his face. You're cussing him out. You're snapping back. You're getting loud. You're using, your verbal put downs to make him shut down or make him go off. You have to have self-regulation. That is an emotional skill, right? To be able to stay calm under pressure, to be nonplussed. That's an SAT word. To be composed, to be calm under fire. That's something that every woman finds very attractive in a man. His ability to sit back, allow her to storm, and stay calm. Now, there's a limit to it. Don't get me wrong. There's a limit. Some of y'all take these brothers to the limit, right? And I've definitely been taken to the limit. And that's too far in previous relationships. You can get to express yourself, but we're not finna do, Bobby and Whitney up in here, right? So self-regulation. And then number 5, internal motivation, right? This is the ability to make yourself work with little to no pressure from others. Now, this is important, right? So if we start talking about emotional intelligence, all right, can you emotionally go there in your head to be able to say, all right, I need to lock in. I don't like high school, but I need to graduate so I can do what I love. And so I don't go to summer school and I don't have a low GPA. Yeah, I need to have internal motivation to go to work. I need to have internal motivation to do what I need to do to get my girlfriend a gift. It's her birthday, even though I'm tired. She didn't have to tell me that. I should be able to anticipate that my man is tired and to be able to go and cook that man something to eat. Or my boyfriend is struggled at the track meet when everyone was watching. He came in last. I need to have the internal motivation just to hug him and not necessarily talk. I need to know. I need to know what to do internally to get stuff done, to do things I need to do to make the relationship or my own grades work. I need to put the work in as an athlete to be world class. I shouldn't have to have the coaches or the media criticize me for me to put in work to be the best when we're trying to win a title here in Atlanta, Georgia for the Hawks. Y'all get it? Let's talk about recommendations. All right. Ask the school, work, sports about your child socially. Like, how do we know who our kids are socially unless we ask others who observe them socially? Find out who your kid is. Many of you are going to be surprised that your kid is the bully. Your kid is the watcher. Your kid is the follower. Your kid is the one who is the more dominant, mean girl of the group, right? So some of you are going to find out that your kid is a stand-up kid that everyone admires, right? And then second thing I want you to have scheduled social media fast, right? We must have our kids social media fast. Take the phone away for 3 to 7 days and make them call someone, make them FaceTime, make them, God forbid, invite people over the house or go outside, depending on what's safe, in this pandemic. Do whatever you need to do. But especially at 15, 16, 17, 18, your teens need to be out on the weekends or at least have friends over. They can't just be in front of the game or on their phones. That's why they can't socialize. Why they don't have girlfriend and boyfriends. That's why they don't have friends. They don't know how to relate. There's no practice. So take those phones away and force them to relate the old-fashioned and human way to improve their emotional intelligence. And then you can also teach these skills, within the family, all right, reading people, self-awareness. Are you self-aware of your volume? Are you socially aware? Or do you have empathy when they say, I'm stressed out at school, versus saying, what you had to be stressed out about? Versus saying, no, what's going on in school? It can be stressful. Or I don't know how it could be stressful. Explain it to me. Right. And then observe your child around their peers and then tutor them socially, literally. Like, look, bro, you take over conversations. You can't always be the leader. Right. Or you know what? You need to speak up. You can't just agree, or you just can't be other people's problem solver. You can't be their personal psychologist as your only identity. There's times in which you have to be the star, too. Right. These are things we have to teach our kids. Right. So I hope this helps. We're going to be able to help our kids when we really dive in. So subscribe and like this channel. You want to contact me. That's my information, because, psychologists, we have to be louder. Right. That's why I want y'all to share this. We cannot allow, the media to have just no direction whatsoever. We need direction. All right. So listen, we can help our kids be emotionally intelligent, but we're gonna have to dive in there and take these phones away from them, help them to relate to people in real life, to go on dates in real life, to have sleepovers with homegirls in real life. And for those y'all don't do the sleepovers, I already know the comments. Cool. Y'all go out to eat as a group to be able to work relationships. How do you manage a conversation with 4 or 5 people? Even at lunch now, everyone's on their phone. On college campuses, when you walk around, everything's on the earbuds and on the phone. No wonder you don't have a social network. You can't nod to anyone. You can't say hello. So just make sure that we're taking care of our kids. And I think that we can all have these lessons, because if you don't have these 5 things, you're not going to be able to be good at relationships either. All right. So we can help our kids, but let's help them be a little old school and connect with people emotionally the old fashioned way, which is face to face. All right. Y'all take care and God bless.